Hey guys, I want to get right into the point. This video is about making shell decks. And what is a shell deck? A shell deck is a deck that you can visually see how many cards you need to complete the deck that you're trying to make. So in this case, I grabbed a random Merfolk deck that's online. I don't know how good this one is. I wouldn't recommend copying this one. But I can visually see, okay, I need some commons, I need some commons, I need some uncommons, some rares, and some mythics. Then I can visually look at my things and go, oh, okay, I'm almost ready to complete this. I just need one more rare wild card and one more mythic rare wild card, and I'm good to go, and I can make this deck. And this way you can test out a bunch of shell decks, or not test out, but you can set up a bunch of shell decks and then see which ones you're closer to making. For example, we're just going to save and exit this, yes. And so if I look at my decks right now, I have a variety of shell decks that I'm looking at and possibly ones that I might end up making. Now, how do you make these shell decks? Well, the first thing that you need to do is you need to learn the format that they want the decks to be in. So click on any deck, click export, and then it's going to save it to your clipboard. And I'm going to delete this really quick and paste. And this is the entire format that they want it to be in. The format's essentially how many cards it is, what is the name of the card, the set that the card is found in, and the number that is associated to the set that the card's in. Well, you might be asking yourself, well, Paradox, this is, I don't know any of these things. Like, I might know the set that it's in, but I have no idea what the card it's associated with, and this would take a long time to look up all the sets and all the cards. So instead, I'm just going to give you guys a quick tool to use, and you can kind of go from there. His tool is EtherHub. So with EtherHub, you can either take a deck from any of these areas. So we're going to just go into the deck hub and we're going to grab a random deck in the standard area as it's more likely to appear. We're going to use an Esper control deck from this guy. No idea if this is good at all, but what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tools. We're going to go to export to Magic Gathering Arena. We're going to copy to clipboard and then we're going to bring it right into Magic Gathering Arena and we're going to click this import button. Now, there are sometimes some errors because not all of the cards that are in standard are in Magic the Gathering Arena. So then what we do with these decks is we take this and we find the cards that are in the areas. In this case, the Drowned Catacombs. We're going to remove that. And then we're going to recopy and paste this and we're going to go through this. And we're going to go through this until we find the pretty much the deck without all of these errors. And afterwards, after you find that deck, it's going to look a little bit better. I've grabbed another deck that I did. So let's go back to the deck hub and we'll grab another quick deck just to give you an example of what happens if it goes correctly. After you've taken out everything that is in standard that's not in Magic the Gathering Arena, what's going to happen is you are going to click import and it's going to say deck successfully imported from your clipboard. And then we can go down to the imported deck. And this is the deck, and his deck even includes 5 cards for a sideboard to give you a quick idea of, hey, these are all good sideboard cards. I just don't know how many I want of each. And now you have your shell deck set up. So there's a variety of other ways to make shell decks, and you can make your own decks using this website very easily by simply going to the My Deck area, typing in the format that it's in, typing in a deck name. I made a couple decks called Shrek that just had swamps in it for the example of the video. So let's once again make a deck called Shrek, and we're going to click the new deck button. When we get into here, you just type in what cards you want to add into the main board. In my case, what is Shrek without a swamp? And you can add in extras by clicking it once, and you can double click to add in 2 more cards. And there's a trick to it where if you're adding in a new card, let's say an ogre, then you can go to this and you can click it 3 times and it'll add on 4 cards very quickly, which is really nice. I mean, it makes sense. Click it once, it adds in 1. Click it 3 times, you add in 3. Anyway, so that is the general idea of how to make these decks for these. And then once you make your own deck, you just simply go to Tools, Export to Magic Gathering Arena. And once you do that, you paste it into the import area. Hopefully that helped you. I think shell decks are a really powerful tool for understanding the for finding a couple decks that you want to at least play around with and see which ones you're closest to actually building. For example, this deck that we grabbed, I'm nowhere near building this deck. However, the Merfolk deck that I grabbed from the other area, I'm only a couple cards away from getting that are actually expensive. The rest of them are like commons and uncommons, which I have a lot of those wild cards. So that's essentially what you want to be doing with those, and hopefully this video answered some questions on how to make shell decks. Speaking of all that, if you guys like this video, and if you're my HOTS viewers and you want me to make more Magic videos, or if you're just a Magic Magic viewer who found this video and you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below if I should start making a lot more Magic the Gathering Arena content, as I've been really enjoying this game and I wouldn't mind making some more content, and I try to keep my videos short, clean, clear, and usually with a little bit of psychology philosophy added into them. Thank you again for watching, and definitely let me know what you thought about it in the comments below.